Welcome everyone to the Radio Toons podcast. How's it going?
It's going great, Steve.
Thanks for introducing me. I am Steve.
And I am Ernie.
Hey Ernie, guess what?
What?
There was some awards last week.
Oh, like the Oscars or something?
No.
No?
It was for just video games.
Oh my god, what a waste of time.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You're right. Well, you're absolutely right. So the Game Awards happened last week, and much like Ernie said, I don't know if anybody actually cares about the awards, but they take this opportunity to just announce games and stuff, which I'm all for.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like
cool.
The first thing and the last thing I wanted to hear about the Game Awards was like Game of the Year, and I was like, oh, I wonder what they picked, and they're like God of War. I was like, really, God of War? I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad game. I'm just saying I played through halfway. Got to the part where people were like, once you get this part, game opens up and it's dope. And I was like, I got to that part, and then I was like, put that controller down.
I think it's just like when a movie that you know is not very good gets nominated for an Oscar, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah,
sure. It had stuff that pleases certain people, so of course it's gonna win an award. You know,
and it has some sort of lineage, lineage leading up to it, and people are like, you have to take into consideration all the ones.
No, I understand.
But once I heard that, I was like, really? Okay.
You know what's weird though is like, a lot of people were like, man, how come Red Dead got shafted? They were like, Red Dead should have been, and I was like, tell me one person that's beaten that fucking game. Because I know about 6 people that own that game. Mm-hmm. Not one of them has beaten it.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that as like a negative thing. Mm-hmm. I'm saying like the game's fucking long.
Like, no, of course it is. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, it just.
You're saying it shouldn't have been nominated because it didn't have enough time.
Yeah, like.
But
Smash Brothers couldn't have gotten nominated, right?
Well, no. It depends when they when they set it up, right?
The release date was literally the day of the awards, I believe.
Yeah, but reviews have been like they handed that reviews they hand them off to like reviewers like a month before, so they can play through it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like all the games haven't come out yet, but you guys are gonna give an award to. They
do that sometimes.
Okay.
Even like with some nominations just went up, like the SAG Awards and stuff. Mm-hmm. Some of that stuff's not out yet, but the critics have seen it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what? I knew that Smash wasn't gonna get it, and I knew Red Dead wasn't gonna get it because it's like there's like certain games that I know were gonna win, and I started guessing, and my friend started telling me which ones won. I was like, Call of Duty. I was like, oh yeah.
Did it win any?
I don't know. I was just like. I was going to start guessing, but I was like, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to know.
But yeah, like we said, the game announcements were why we were there.
Yeah, that's why we were there.
And
why we checked the website after.
Yeah. Actually, I thought before this podcast started, because I was like, hey, Psychonauts 2 got announced, right? There. I think that game was already announced. But
they showed gameplay.
Yeah, but there was like a gameplay trailer or some kind of trailer that we were watching. We actually didn't watch it. We watched like this video of Tim Schafer watching it and like reacting to his own game or something.
He's like, "Oh, look at all that stuff." He's like, "Aren't you working on this game?"
Yeah, that guy's living the dream. That guy's making puzzle games.
Steven was watching him like live stream his own game, and he was like, "Is that his house?"
His house, yeah,
it looks great.
It looks awesome, dude.
It's a shrine to his own creations.
Yeah. Dude, if I had made games like if I had worked on Day of the Tentacle or like fucking Sam & Max or something or like any kind of puzzle game, like that'd be badass. I'd have all that shit in my house.
Listen, I'm not saying anything bad about the guy. I'm just saying what just happened. You were just so impressed. It was kind of nice to see.
I was impressed.
It was kind of just nice to see you gush over him, you know.
Yeah. But so. I'm gonna start off with Crash Team Racing. Okay?
CTR?
Yeah, Crash Team Racing is getting like a remastered rework.
Great.
Whatever.
A lot of people have a lot of great memories of that game.
Yeah. I'm not like a racing dude.
I mean, but it's very much like Mario Kart.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit, but I was like, this is one of those announcements where I was like, all right, cool for the people that the people that are interested in that, by all means, like that's great for them.
For the people.
Yeah, and also the same thing with Joker being announced in Smash from Persona 5.
Yeah,
I was like,
never been a fan of that series, but like when I heard that was a big announcement, I was like, is it really? And then like a couple of friends were like, Persona 5 and Smash, and I was like, I guess it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. And it was like, and I guess he's some sort of, because I saw the trailer, and it's all done in Persona's like anime style. And they're like, the boss is going to go commit a heist and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this kind of might be cool. Who knows?
Yeah, a lot of people were saying, like, oh, then that's kind of like the soft announcement of Persona 5 on Switch, which I was like,
great.
I don't know about that. I mean, maybe, but it's not like Final Fantasy 7 is on Switch. So, like,
true.
You know, like, Street Fighter 4 isn't on Switch or, like...
Yeah, but that's PlayStation exclusive.
Street Fighter 5.
Sorry, 5. Yeah. It's PlayStation.
Yeah, Street Fighter 4 could still be on there. You know, it was on 3DS. But I don't know. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I tried really hard to play Persona 4, and that was on PS2, by the way. So
Isn't it like Is it an RPG? But it's like a...
It's a dungeon crawler, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know that going into it. I just saw the animation. It's almost like maybe it's the bad description. Hopefully, I won't get crucified for this. It's kind of like Pokemon and like a dungeon crawler.
Right, because don't you like gain a persona, and then you have it fight for you.
Yeah, and then you catch personas, and then you mix them and all this shit, and then there's also like this like dating sim kind of aspect to it. Yeah, where you can like woo a girl to be like your girlfriend, and then you get like a stronger version of her persona if you had sex with her or something. I don't know. And
Sounds sexy.
Yeah, and then like so you're like doing your schoolwork and shit, and then at night you go into these things called like, I think there was a midnight channel, where you go into this thing and it's just like just floors and floors of like the same shit, like a dungeon crawler.
Dungeon crawler, yeah.
Yeah, and I just could not for the life of me.
Some people really dig dungeon crawlers, man.
You know, like I get that, and there's just something about like, I don't know, like I'm just gonna say it's hard. Okay, I was just not up to the challenge because that game is definitely hard. I got to some bosses where I was like, "Fuck this!" Like
Dark Souls hard.
You know, that's a very stupid way to compare things. Nobody should do that. But it's like old school hard, I guess, like old school RPG hard.
Okay,
I don't know if the new ones are like this.
The reason I say Dark Souls is because you don't necessarily get...
It's an RPG still.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So is the difficulty based on your skill, or is it like, I'm just not strong enough at this point right now?
A lot of people were just like, you just grind. So it was a little bit like...
See, I don't like that.
I don't know, like, because some people will say that, and then other people were just like... Because there was one boss where I was straight up like, I have to look up a guide. And that guy was just like, just do this. And I was literally just like, looking at what to do each turn and what to have on my team so I could beat this one boss. Because it was just stupidly fucking hard.
That doesn't sound cool.
So, yeah, like, it's I don't know, like, to me, that's kind of, like, not as intuitive if the game itself isn't teaching me how to, like, I don't know.
But this is an RPG dating sim thing. Like, we're just not, you just might not be the audience for it. You know what I mean?
No, I know. I know that, like, for a fact.
Right.
Like, because I remember it kind of reminded me of, like, other JRPGs. And those are the same thing where, like, the learning curve is, like, super, like, it's hard to learn, like, every mechanic that game has to offer. And they don't really do a good job of, like, teaching you how to do it.
You really sell this game to me.
In a fun way. They'll just straight up have, like, paragraphs of text. Like, this is what you do. Like, homework. Like, it just... Okay. Anyway.
Doesn't sound fun, Steve.
Yeah.
You're just like...
No, yeah, yourself. But if you're into anime, like, games, then sure. I think that alone will attract you. But, you know.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah,
Otherwise, you got a game like Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
The opposite side of that.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat's cool. I mean, I don't have a problem with them coming out. It seems, honestly, like Ed Boon loves to do Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that everyone can agree on is, like, when Mortal Kombat comes out, it feels like they're actually trying to write a story, whereas, like, Street Fighter's usually just, like, let's just make whatever the fuck we want and just make some, like, kind of dumbass story that nobody takes serious and like, which is whatever. Like Street Fighter is more about the mechanics and
of course,
it's
just that like I'm not trying to compare Street Fighter and like Mortal Kombat a lot, but it's kind of hard not to because they sit in the same place.
Yeah, they came out around the same time. And...
Well, not just that. It's just whenever you talk about fighting games, it's like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter here in the West are always kind of the ones that you compare to each other. And now kind of Smash, but not really. But Mortal Kombat has always felt like such a heavy and like bulky fighter. And every time I watch the new one, I'd be like, maybe they're going to be a little more streamlined. And what I saw is just more of the same, unfortunately.
Well, the trailer was just CGI, so there hasn't been any gameplay yet. But what it looked like...
No, but the characters still look like they're... You know what I mean? Like, they look bulky.
They're not like cartoony or anything in any way. They're trying to look a little more gritty. But from what it looked like in the trailer, it looked like there were hints at, like, weapons, first of all. I should say big
weapons
hint.
are back.
Yeah, like the Scorpion pulls out a katana, and then Raiden picks something off the floor up, I believe, and throws it. So interactables are in, like, the other game.
Yeah.
So, it's...
I don't mind the weaponry.
Did you played X, right? Or would you play 11?
I played X because, like, I believe when the first time X came out, because it came out like around the time where I was just buying up everything, and I was like, this is cool. Is X the one where they brought in Freddy Krueger and... No,
that was 9.
That was 9?
I believe that was 9. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I didn't play it then.
Yeah, no. I believe X had Jason. That's why.
That's why. Okay, right. And that had the bone things, right? Like
X-ray attacks.
The X-ray attacks and everything.
I want to say Mortal Kombat 9 had it too. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
But our nephew loves Mortal Kombat, and I know that
does he love it?
Yeah, I know he's like always played him. So
funnily enough, he didn't really like not Justice League.
Injustice.
Injustice.
Well, no, it's not nearly the same thing. Like, one thing I'll say about Mortal Kombat is like I said, they try to put effort into their stories.
Right.
That kid was so into every fucking story. Like that, he played Shaolin monks and was just like, dude, the story's dope. The story's yeah, or that's arguable, but like remember Mortal Kombat Deception?
Oh right.
When you're playing as, I think its name is Shujinko.
Yeah, he plays a young Shujinko.
Yeah,
sorry.
and then I think Armageddon also had like a conquest mode that had like a cool story. I'm not sure though.
I don't think so. Not Armageddon.
Yeah, maybe not. Well, they have cool conquest modes.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the lore that goes behind Mortal Kombat's interesting to say the very least. But in the last few ones that they've been doing, they've really been trying to switch it up. Ever since they got to, I think it was Deadly Alliance, they've really tried to like redo this whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, when you're brave enough to kill off your main character. That's when you know you got something.
Who did they kill off? Oh, they killed off Liu Kang, right?
They killed off Liu Kang.
Yeah. No, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could tell Ed Boon has the intentions of moving the series forward.
Right. It's just the parts I think he should focus on are kind of trying to streamline that fighting mechanic, because they just it feels dated. You know, like Street Fighter 4 feels very different than Street Fighter 5.
The game does feel kind of clunky. I mean, I've never played them competitively, so I don't know. I just know, like, I'm not trying to talk shit on, like, Western developers, but, like, a lot of people bring that into the conversation when you talk about, like Japanese developed games and American. Yeah. They're just, like, it's an American fighter, and it's, like, I don't know. Like, I remember...
Not to say that It's not to say, too, that every Japanese fighter is the best thing ever.
No, yeah, because just look at, like, Smash 4 and,
look
Brawl.
at, like, Dead or Alive.
Oh, yeah, exactly. No,
And Tekken, the last Tekken that came out kind of flopped, didn't it?
No, it's doing good.
People
okay? Love Tekken 7, yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah, well, anyway.
What else got announced?
I fucking forgot. Ultimate...
Well, I know for one it was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is going to be, I believe, Switch exclusive.
Yeah, which is strange. But cool.
It's not strange at all. Come on, dude.
What?
Like, kids love playing that kind of thing. Like, there's all sorts of Marvel games on iPad and on your phone that are just like Marvel's deadly, order game.
You were gonna say Deadly Alliance. I know you were.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like, and then they just show Deadpool and Wolverine, and everybody's like, "Ah, dude, I'm in. Deadpool and Wolverine together at last."
Okay, but what I'm wondering is, did Nintendo say like, "Whoa, we want that. Let's get that exclusive," or
no? I really think that was more of a because what is it? Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 was on everything, and then 2, I feel was on everything, but I feel like it was pushed really heavily on the Wii. Right. So I think maybe when they were trying to sell this, like we need to go for the Switch, maybe because the Switch has play and go thing. So I mean, it feels more adaptive to hey, let's get 4 people together and we'll play all on our Switches.
I didn't watch the trailer, but I heard the graphics are not very good.
No, they're dumbed down.
But I guess that game's far away, right?
No. So so I saw the trailer, right? It looks like I don't want to rag on the Switch too much, but it looks like a very good, iPhone game. You know what I mean? Like an iPhone X game. And everybody if anybody's ever played anything like X-Men Legends or anything like that, it was usually top down because you had to have 4 people at once. This one's like they sit you not right behind like God of War, but like behind like Devil May Cry style.
Yeah, it looks like Warcraft 3 or something.
Yeah, exactly. So you sit behind the character and you guys are like playing all on your Switches by yourself, or I think you can do 2-player local. Okay. But it looks cool because it's the same deal as the other ones where you guys can like attack and
make that shit free to play, and I'm down, dude. Make it free to play with like some stupid ass coin system where if I log in every day I get
some coinage.
Yeah, I'm down.
Make it like Warframe.
That is like not that's not something I want to pay $60 for basically.
Warframe you should play Warframe. It's a first person shooter.
I don't like first person shooters on
It's
console.
a single story mode thing. So
I don't like playing them on console, dude. Come on.
Anyway, so it's very much like
no, I get it. I get it now, I guess.
Yeah, no, but I think it's going to do really well because I think people want to play Marvel. They want to play the character they want to play, and they can get together with people and, what we used to say was bust Legends, but, like, I think this is a great alternative to that because it's just like you're going to have your Switch. If that guy has it and you have guys have it, it's really easy to link up and just take on a mission.
Yeah, like you said, we used to play X-Men Legends.
Yeah.
And that was a fucking blast when we were smaller.
Yeah.
So, like you said, maybe it is something like that kids will be very into.
It fits very well with the Switch.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's exclusive to Switch is like, oh, I get why.
Okay.
I totally get why. Because I feel like
I get it.
Switch pushes more of the local multiplayer more than the online. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it now. Mm-hmm. It's a smart move on their part. I was just wondering, like, did they actually go out and buy it? Or was Marvel just like...
No, Marvel was just like... definitely Marvel was just like... Because I'm telling you, like, there's at least 3... I think there's at least 3 Marvel games that are on mobile. One is a card game. Uh-huh. I think. One is one of those, like, versus, like, you just fight, like, Street Fighter style. Mm-hmm. And then one's, like...
Brawlhalla?
Hey, yeah, like that kind of thing.
Brawlhalla is free, right?
Yes, but not that one in particular. I'm just saying there's like a X-Men version of that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Where you fight each other.
I thought we were just talking about free-to-play Switch games.
No. And then there's another one where it's like more like X-Men Legends that's on a mobile phone.
Well, you know what's something I do want to play, Ernie?
What?
Is Devil May Cry 5.
Oh my gosh.
And it got a new trailer.
Dude.
That debuted at the Game Awards.
That trailer had me amped.
Which is called the main trailer.
Right.
Yeah. So, let's talk a little bit about Devil May Cry 5 because we've never done that before. Steve. So let's just do that now.
Steve.
Yeah.
I believe we've already had like 3 Devil May Cry 5.
Really?
Yeah. 3, I think, at least.
Well, let's do it again.
Okay.
So this trailer, like I said, is the main trailer. Shows off a little more of Nero's arsenal. If you haven't been keeping up with like the developer updates and stuff, this is all new.
What's wrong with you?
No. I meant it more as like a lot of this shit is new. Mainly like Dante. Mm-hmm. He has Cerberus, and I don't think people knew that. And it's not just icy nunchucks anymore.
Right.
It turns into a fire staff. Mm-hmm. That's what you were seeing, and it also turns into like an electrical staff or something. So what that's
Steve? What's with the cowboy hat?
That's Faust. I believe it's called Faust.
Okay.
There was an anime in DMC4 called Faust. If you don't remember who that is, It is the thing with the cowboy hat that just has a big poncho and long nails.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the anime is based off of. So
it wasn't a cowboy hat. First of all,
it was a fedora.
It was a pirate hat.
No, it was like a fedora. Well, either way, this is supposed to look like it.
Okay.
Because if you look at the hat, it has like little eyes on it or something.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be that enemy. It's named after him. Whatever.
I'm not saying he doesn't look cool in it. I'm just saying.
No, yeah.
They're taking this they're taking this Red Dead Redemption thing a little too far. I see
what you're saying. So that weapon in particular, it looks cool, but I thought was kind of stupid the way you actually use it, because the way you use it is you use red orbs. So it's one of these weapons.
Oh, that's an interesting mechanic.
So Dante puts like two of his hands together. He puts two finger guns together in the shape of like a diamond. And he fires red orbs out of his hand.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
That's how he uses this move. And he also has like a little scarf. I don't know if you saw. He has so that's one of the moves. And then he also has the ability to throw the hat.
Oh, Mario Odyssey style.
Exactly like Mario Odyssey. Even better actually. And it'll land on somebody else, right? And as you're attacking them, they'll drop more red orbs.
Oh, cool.
So this is kind of like a risk reward thing, I guess, because like I believe also when you have that weapon on, you will lose more red orbs or something like that. It's weird. And then he also has an attack where he can just call a gigantic red orb like meteor from the sky.
I saw that one. Yeah. It's very visible in the trailer.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm glad Dante's got a lot of cool weapons to look forward to. I hope he has stuff though that's like not in trailers. You know, like I hope
there definitely is, because the one thing they always do with these trailers is they announce just a little bit at a time and then kind of dish it out. Because like for example in this one they showed a little more of the story, and it starts out with all four, count them four, people getting knocked around like they were ragdolls.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Not
the chick with the van,
not Nico.
but like Lady,
right.
Trish, Nero, and Dante. They all got knocked on their asses.
Yeah, that was actually part of that leaked gameplay footage.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like them fighting him, so that must be the start of the game or something.
I think it probably is.
Yeah.
Because he I didn't see in the trailer, but maybe some eagle-eyed listeners can chime in, but in that first part where Nero gets knocked on his ass, I don't remember if his arm is attached.
No, I think it's ripped off.
Yeah.
Because I think somehow they get there right after Nero gets his arm ripped off or something. Okay. So, right. Yeah. But yeah, so they showed off some cool weapons, and then they finally showed off V, which is a new character and how he's going to play.
I said he's very Virgil-like.
Which because I said is like, not anything like him. I mean, I don't think he's anything.
When I say Virgil-like, I mean like if you have ever played Virgil in 4 or in DMC, he's very like Dante's like get in there and slash it up. Virgil is very like stand back and teleport in when you need to be, and like he's very passive, and he has like this whole like let me summon these swords to do my work for me kind of thing. And this guy follows the same fight style, because a lot of the trailer is like he has familiars that he calls in that do his dirty work, and then he has a teleportating, like he can teleport in and out of things. Like they showed this great thing where he got stabbed, but he actually didn't, because he like teleported above him.
Fake, yeah.
And then he stabs them with the cane, and he's able to control them.
Yeah. And
I was like, oh shoot, is that like a cutscene thing, or is that a situational thing?
That's what I was wondering too, because like first of all, yeah, he looks like a summoner.
Yeah.
Like some kind of crazy, like, Warcraft summoner guy.
Yeah.
But also, a lot of his stuff looks, like, automated. It looks like you're not even playing. So I don't understand, like, maybe this guy is going to be even easier than Nero. Like, maybe this is, like, another character to introduce people to the series.
It could be, but they always do a great job of not making it. Because, like, Virgil, if you're watching somebody play Virgil, you see a lot of swords throwing, you see a lot of swords, like, surrounding him, so you get extra hits and everything. And it seems effortless. But when you actually go in and play it, you find out that it has a lot more to do with timing and comboing and everything. So maybe that's part of it. Because, yeah, he has things to do his bidding, but you probably have to time them, you know...
I'm not saying like he's not gonna have depth, if that's what you mean.
No,
I think he definitely will, because all the characters seem to have that. I just feel like surface level stuff, he's gonna be really easy to just pick up and play for like newer people,
Probably.
It seems like a lot of his work is done by that fucking bird that talks to him.
Yeah, yeah. The part that had me a little curious was you're in a boss battle, and all of a sudden he summons a golem.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best way I can describe it because it's like a pile of rocks, but he summons it and is able to like punch the hell out of the bad guy. So
that's what I mean by it's like it seems almost like automated. So I don't know.
It's probably just a different way to fight the same bad guy because I feel like they're gonna pull another one of these things where he'll be like, "Where did you come from?" And he'll be like, "Well, I got here earlier." And then you go back to him arriving in the city and doing the same gameplay you just did.
Oh
with
yeah,
a different player.
I think it will be something like that because I was. So the next part of this trailer that was kind of like exciting for a lot of people was they show more than one person on screen fighting enemies.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, and on their website it says like, oh, sometimes you will cross paths with other people online. So I have no idea what the fuck that means. Like maybe it was like a bad translation, and maybe they just meant like team up with your friends and you can both play online. Which to me is like that's fucking badass, dude. That is awesome. Like that's a cool way to have like, you know, this game be like more accessible to people.
Sure.
Because I know there was definitely people that played part 4 and were like, fuck this game. like I gotta play
just don't
Dante.
get it.
I gotta play as Dante. I hate this guy or something, you know, like so.
You know what I feel like it is?
What?
I feel like it's gonna be a lot more like Dark Souls, in that. Okay. I know I keep referring to it, but
you're gonna have to explain that one.
The mechanic in that, like in Dark Souls, you're hooked up to the internet, and you can see other hunters' ghosts progress, and then they can actually leave messages for you and things like that. So while you play, like actually, to be honest, it's kind of more of a. I've been playing Forza.
Okay, sure.
Because my son loves cars, so
Horizon?
he wanted just Forza 4 Horizon. It's free on Xbox if you have the Game Pass. So what you do is you drive around, but it saves other people's driving on these streets. So every so often I'll see like a bunch of my friends cruising by, and they're all like 3 cars stacked together. I was like, that's weird. I don't see them online right there. But what it does is it saves their driving gameplay and then drops it into your game.
So like a Ghost, like they've had that in racing games for a while. So if you really think about it, racing games invented Dark Souls because they had the Ghost system.
That's a bold claim, Cotton.
Before they had it before Dark Souls, so they actually invented that.
You really don't like Dark Souls.
No, that's not true at all. I've never played it. I've only played Bloodborne.
Here's the thing. I think that's great because not only does it add a little more depth, but something about seeing other people play this game, I really do enjoy that. Even if you're playing a game like Forza and you see other people on the road that are like doing their thing, and they compare you on the side, like, hey, you did more drifts today than so and so, and blah blah blah. I know it's a small thing, but it adds to a community feel that I think is missing from Devil May Cry.
I don't think it's gonna. I don't know if it'll necessarily be that, but it definitely seems like they're trying to modernize. Devil May Cry.
Yeah, so make it more involved.
Yeah, like it has. Apparently, it's gonna have microtransactions, and people were really mad about that. But I was like, I mean, you just don't use them.
Here's my tip for people who don't like microtransactions.
What's it?
Don't use them.
Okay, that's pretty good. But also, I guess I can understand what they would. I don't know. It's such a hard discussion to have in 5 seconds, so let's just not do it.
If there's no versus mode, what's the problem?
I don't know, dude. This is, like I said, this is a big fucking lawyery discussion that I do not know how to get into. But yeah, so they actually released the Devil May Cry 5 demo.
Oh, that's right. Okay, and
Xbox exclusive,
which is crazy because Steven don't have an Xbox, so he borrowed my Xbox and he played it.
I stole it.
He stole it. He stole it for the day, and he just like recorded it in lieu of a Play Tunes.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched it, the link will be in the description, or just go to his channel, look up the last video, and you can see it's the demo. It's the demo from the E3 one.
With changes.
With a couple of changes, and I think there's a couple of restrictions because we got, like, I've played it with him before, but he just recorded one all on his own. You get to a certain part where you go into a hotel, and then you kind of just transition to another part.
Yeah, I think that happened in E3's demo as well, but it or not E3s, whatever fucking show they had it at, I forget. Might have been Gamescom or something. But there was more fights in those demos, and there was more arms, and there was also, I believe they had enemy hop, and they had a little more moves.
Right.
So what you get here is a bit stripped down. You don't have enemy hop, which is a big deal if you're a hardcore Devil May Cry fan.
Mm-hmm.
But they give you a few moves. They give you Gerbera and Overture, which are 2 arms that he has.
Right.
And I thought it was fucking really fun. Like, I was having a great time with it. I was actually, when I first picked it up and started moving around, I was like, man, this game is pretty slow, and it looks really gritty, and it's okay, right?
And that song is getting annoying.
Yeah.
Devil Trigger.
Yeah, it was not that cool, right? The more I played it, though, the more it grew on me, and I was like, the speed isn't that big of a deal to me anymore, because they could basically just add turbo mode like Special Edition had.
Right.
Just fucking fix that right away. And plus, the final version is going to have more arms, more stuff to play around with, so...
I gotta admit, I kind of felt the same way the first time I played it, and the arm thing is a little annoying. Steven explained to me, essentially you have 4 arms of everything in any given level, and to switch between them, I thought you could just push a button to switch, but then he's like, no, you literally have to hold B to destroy your arm, so you could switch over to the next one.
Yeah, you press LB and you...
like, blow up your arm.
You detonate it, which is actually like an escape, too. Like, if you get grabbed, you can LB and he'll drop the arm and it'll explode and he'll get away damage-free.
Right. But they do compensate for that by having these areas... Essentially, they're power-up areas. They don't call them that, but they're like power-up areas where... all 4 arms in any given area are there.
It depends,
for you to pick up.
Because the first level has that, but I don't know if the other ones will.
Okay, well, maybe or maybe not. But in the demo, that's what it shows. And it's like right before you got to the last... Because this demo includes a boss. And right before you get to the boss, another 4 arms are there for you to pick up whichever you want.
Which I have extremely mixed feelings about.
What do you mean? Like a power-up area?
It's weird. No, it's just weird. It's like... If you're going to do that, right? If you're going to have all 4 arms there... Just let me switch at that point.
Yeah, that seems like a dumb error.
It's like you're gonna give me an abundance of these fucking arms. It's like, just let me switch at this point. Why am I?
I mean, it can still change. Game doesn't come out until March. It still gives them a little time to just have them switch between them.
I don't know if they'll do that, but
because maybe the mechanic of switching them isn't built into the game just yet, and they're like, just drop them on the floor for now.
Nah, I don't think so.
All right, well,
I mean, I think it would take a lot of changes.
Programming?
Yeah, I don't know. But he has his new gun.
Right.
I mean, it's still the Blue Rose, but it looks completely different.
Yeah, the whole reload, and then like Steven showed that if you hold it, he loads in 6 bullets, and he's able to fire 3 charged shots.
Right.
That was pretty dope. I like that.
Yeah, the gun overall feels a lot better.
It does.
I think so.
It does.
The shots feel like they mean a little more. Like in Devil May Cry 4, I really only use the charge shots. I never use the single, just regular bullets.
Yeah, because his are slower than Dante's. Dante's were used to juggle, and they feel more appropriate for the series. His are it's slow. It's a lot slower and stuff. Yeah. But speaking of Dante, they showed him off a lot more. Like you were talking about it earlier. But one thing that I really did dig is he seems especially with his gun stuff. It seems like that's more, how do I say it? Situational. Before, it was just he points to 2 guns and he shoots and blah, blah, blah. But this one, depending on how you were turned, he would move his guns around to shoot you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It wasn't just wherever he's standing, he just points at the thing and shoots. So it looks like they're actually, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a detail that I noticed it where...
his animations are a little more fluid or
they
interactive.
Seem way more flushed out.
Or context sensitive or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I noticed if they're taking the care to do that, they must be taking a lot of care to make Dante feel pretty fucking awesome.
They did that in Part 2. In Part 2, he had multiple ways to fire his guns.
Right, but that game was a turd. So.
It was a turd, but his hair looked really cool. I don't know if you've ever gone back and played that game.
It's terrible.
But his hair actually moves, which is how do you do that on PS2? I've never seen something like that. It looks awesome.
The last thing I wanted to say about Dante is they showed more of the gameplay with his. They showed a little more of his motorcycle, which I dug. Yeah. I want to play with that motorcycle. That looks super cool.
See, this is the thing about I guess like I could say the Devil May Cry formula at this point is that like Nero was introduced in part 4 to make the game a little bit easier.
Right.
People didn't necessarily like love him at first, but then you get Dante, and he is like the most fucking complex character like ever. Like, in my opinion, I'm like, that's gonna be hard to top. First of all, because that Dante is perfect,
right?
And like that is the quintessential Dante.
Part 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this game comes out, so I'm like, I'm wondering, like, okay, so are they still using Nero to kind of ease people in? Or maybe that's going to be V, and then all of my, prayers will be answered once I play Dante, like in part 4, where he's going to be like the saving grace, where he's got the weapon switch that I want on the fly, he's got like a shitload of weapons to choose from, he's got like really hard mechanics to master. And
I wonder if, in part 4, they had a thing where it was just like, oh, play as Dante's story, play as Virgil's story, play as Trish and Lady's story.
Yeah.
Think they'll split it up like that?
I think they are because, like you were saying, like I think they're gonna reuse the levels.
Yeah,
like, it seems like V is gonna go.
What's Sandal Guy's name again?
Sandal Guy. Does he wear sandals?
He wears sandals.
Oh, I didn't see
sweats
it. Okay.
And a cane.
Okay.
And he's just like, hey, I'm the sandals guy.
He looks
He looks like a hippie emo guy.
I really don't think that his design is amazing, but that brings me to another point. Okay. I know that sounds like an insult, right?
Right? It really does.
Yeah, it definitely was. But my point my point was going to be, I do think that this game is going to appeal to both DMC reboot and original Devil May Cry fans. Because of the way
it's gonna call to me.
Sure. I mean, you're a fan of both, but
yeah.
So am I, dude. Like, all things considered, I really do. I do like that DMC reboot. It's like, I don't know. I can't name a game that has come out by like Ninja Theory or just like any company that I don't care about that's had that kind of lasting appeal. Because if it were to turn it on right now, I'd still be able to play it.
Right.
Like it still has a certain amount of depth. Like it still has the spirit of Devil May Cry.
Right.
It's just the
packaging's not perfect for you.
Yeah, like I don't like the story very much, and the main character looks kind of weird, but it's still fun. Like, they didn't get the mechanics like perfect, but it's
young Dante.
It's still there,
And it's a different Dante.
It's a different Dante, yeah. So, like I was saying, like this one has elements from both. I think like it has kind of like the look of the reboot. I know that Itsuno, he wanted to do a reboot he wanted to do a sequel to the reboot, but they didn't want to do it. So I almost feel like that's why they made Nero look the way he does. It's kind of like
the short hair thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a meet me in the middle kind of thing, So
damn, because I really don't like the way Nero looks.
I don't really like it either, but
You think that's why? It's funny. It's funny that you say that because that's the reason that I thought V looks so much like Virgil is. The Virgil in the DMC remake has kind of like a cane, and he's like he. If you've ever played Dante, if you've ever played that DLC, it's called Virgil's Downfall. He's very much like, I'm gonna walk around while I like do like I fix my gloves and I'm gonna mess you up right now with my cane.
Yeah.
Kind of attitude.
The Yamato is like a cane.
No. But he has a cane, is what I'm saying. Like and then he uses the Yamato like a cane in that one.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like he always does.
Yeah, one thing I've always loved about Virgil, like a detail that I've always loved about him, is that he just holds his sword.
Yeah.
Like
holstered.
He just holds it like holstered. It's just like a badass. Like it's almost like this sword is so fucking important. I cannot let it go. Do you understand this? Like I am not.
Yeah, Dante just slaps it on his back. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what's funny too? Like a strange little detail that I was looking at, because I've been looking at everything about Devil May Cry 5. There's something that is on Dante's back.
That's like during the Faust thing?
No, it's like a skull, right?
Yeah.
On his back, and it loops around his arms like a gun holster.
Right.
And that's what the rebellion clamps onto.
Oh, okay.
So this game, they like went through the trouble of trying to explain like how it floats on his back. Yeah.
So before it was just like it's through the coat. It's just back there.
Yeah,
screw it.
nobody. Yeah, like who the fuck cares, really, right? Like in the cutscenes, he's always holding it.
Yeah.
like nobody cares, so like whatever. But in this game, like I said, like they're trying to blend the two, so like they're trying to give you like the like, hey, you know, I don't know if they make a movie or something. Like there it is.
They're not gonna make a movie.
There's the fucking explanation right there.
I really doubt they're making a movie on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the game's more fleshed out for sure. I'm very interested to see. Because this game is putting them all kind of like as, oh, this thing is really, because Dante's always been a very like, I got this, you know, and in this one he got the shit beat out of him in the very beginning of the cutscenes, or the trailer. So I was like, ooh.
I mean, like in Devil May Cry 3, I would say that he also got the shit beaten out of him, but I know what you're saying. Like,
well, part 3 is him as a young boy.
Yeah, like 1 and 2, he's more or less just like I'm badass the whole game.
Yeah, and in 3, it's like taking him back to when he wasn't badass. You know,
which was why it was one of the best in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, it looks great. I'm very excited to play it. I cannot wait to play it. That's my game of the year, the demo.
All right.
The demo is my game of the year. So
what else came out last week, Steve?
Let's see. Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers Ultimate.
For the Switch.
Ultimate.
For the Nintendo Switch.
Jesus, man. Like, that's all I've been playing since Friday. And that's saying something because I completely stopped playing Red Dead 2 to play this game. I've been playing the Spirit mode. We've been playing the Classic mode. I've been training my amiibos. I have 2 amiibos training right now. That thing has so much content in it.
It's a big game. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I took the day off just because I was like, we want to have gameplay up the day it comes out. So and I want to go to a midnight release. And I have to wake up at like the fucking ass crack of dawn. So I was like, I might as well just take the day off and relax with Smash Brothers, which I did. And I was kind of disappointed to learn that you have to unlock all the characters.
It's always been like that, though.
Nah, like not all of them though. Like
no, I mean like they've always been like, hey,
Smash
unlock
4
the
gave
new
you
characters.
Yeah, but Smash 4 gave you a good chunk of them. This one literally started out with the original 8.
Yeah.
And I had to unlock like fucking Luigi and Ness. Like, what is this? The
90s? And it doesn't bode well when you. I don't know if this is the same for you. But I've been fighting like when I try to just play the game, when I just go to Smash, I fight the CPU at 9. And I'm going to be completely honest with everybody. I'm having trouble with the 9 characters because they have that like perfect shield.
Yeah.
Where they like cancel you, and I'm like, oh goddamn, I can't.
They have the parry.
Yeah, and so I'm having a little trouble with them. But when like the siren goes off and it says like new fighter approaching. Yeah. They're at level 9, and I was like, maybe I should dumb it down a bit until I get everybody, and then I'll crank it back up to 9 because I've lost a couple times. Yeah. And not just to stage hazards, like they've kicked my ass. Okay. And then like if nobody knows, you go back to like the other Smash.
You go to Games and More.
And there's like a little gate. Yeah. Yeah, you could fight them again, but I've had to do that a couple times. So
I do understand that there is like there's 2 kinds of people that play Smash. There's people that just want to play the fucking game, and then there's people that want to play it as a casual game, and they don't necessarily care about the mechanics or who's in it or anything like that. So I was definitely just like, fuck, this has to be over. Let me just get all the characters. I was like, I really wanted to play Ganondorf because he got a lot of changes. He straight up has a sword now.
He's the N64 Ganondorf.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time Ganondorf,
he's got the big nose,
which is the one everybody wanted from like Super Smash Bros. Melee. Doesn't feel anything like it, but looks like him. And I wanted to try out fucking Simon Belmont.
Oh my gosh,
I was so excited for Simon Belmont. And then
by the way, if you guys haven't seen our gameplay for the classic mode, check that out because it's two vampire hunters fighting it as one. It's the best. Dude.
Yeah, I was actually like, I hope people watch this because because I know it just says classic mode on there. Yeah. But I'm like, but there's a little surprise in there if you haven't played classic mode. So if you haven't played classic mode with Link, go do it yourself. Yeah. Because there's a little surprise at the end, which is really cool.
But you were saying you really wanted to play with Simon.
Yeah, well, King K. Rool. There's just a lot of characters I wanted to play as. So I did this exploit that people probably know, where it's like you fight one of the characters when the siren goes off or whatever. After you beat them, you just close the software and you start over. And the next time you fight somebody, it'll unlock another character right after. Because I guess there's like a 10-minute like cooldown or something that you need to wait for. But if you just close the software, it won't. It'll reset it automatically. And then people were saying like, oh, you can just do World of Light, and I'm like, dude, I've been playing World of Light for like 26 hours at this point, and I've only gotten Marth. So there's no fucking way I was gonna do it that way. Like, no. That's just not like.
And that aside, I am enjoying the light thing.
Okay, yeah, because just the last point on that, the unlocking characters thing. I got this game at midnight, right? And I'm telling my friend, let's play, dude. This is the first thing I want to do is I want to play Smash Brothers with my fucking boys, right?
Right.
And we crack this shit open, and there's only 8 fighters, and we gotta, like, just use these 8 guys to play online. And I'm just like, yeah, I just want to play, like, fucking Simon Belmont right now. I don't really... Like, I had, like, Inkling.
Right.
Because I had unlocked her before, like, anybody else. And so I'm playing with my friend who only has 8 characters, and I'm Inkling, and I'm like, this isn't fair. Like, like he's got to play with the fucking original characters, and I'm over here, like, playing some fun new character. Like, this is just, like... I was just like, just get offline and go unlock characters. Like, this is just whatever. Anyway.
Did he finally unlock all of them?
Yeah, I think he did. But yeah, I know it's taking some people a while, and they're trying to savor the game, you know, to its the last drop, which is fine by all means, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do. Is there anybody you wanted to try out that you haven't tried out yet? Maybe have them unlocked.
Oh, first of all, I just unlocked Little Mac because I wanted to see if they changed.
Nice.
They did not unlock. They did not mess with him, which I'm very, very happy with.
Okay.
I can't wait to unlock Simon, but I really just want to play with Richter because I feel like Richter is the funner of the 2 Belmonts.
Okay.
And I want to unlock Ken. Which I know that people are saying these are Echo Fighters, so they don't really have a difference between them. But those 2 I really want to get to know.
Ken has differences. Ken has different kicks and something else. I don't know.
But I really want to. I would really want to try them out because Ken's my boy.
Yeah.
Ken Masters is my boy.
Yeah.
I want to play as what his name Ridley. Because he's the biggest one of all the new characters.
Yeah.
And I want to try Snake because so if anybody hasn't played this game thoroughly, some of the bigger changes have happened to like the main characters. Okay. Like Link, both Links have been changed pretty drastically.
Link doesn't have a hook shot.
No, and he does.
Breath of the Wild Link, yeah.
Yeah, so Breath of the Wild Link's bombs operate completely differently.
They're like the remote bombs.
Yeah, and it's just like a bunch of like I don't have the boomerang anymore the same way I had it in the other one. Where I had like
it's not the Gus boomerang.
No, it's not, and it changes his attack pattern very much. You know, and his like return is pretty sucky now. It used to suck, but it sucks even more now.
I mean, he doesn't have a hook shot, but he's still pretty good.
No, I love playing with him. I actually prefer the bombs like they are now.
I think Simon Belmont's return is a little bit like... It's kind of... Like, I know he has a tether to the side, the whip, but like...
I think you're lying about that.
No, but man... No. What I was going to say is like, man, like, people online caught onto that real quick.
Yeah.
And like, they were like smacking me out before I could draw my whip up to the ledge. Mm-hmm. And after that, you're fucked because this up B is not very good.
No, it's terrible.
So I was like, shit, dude. Like, I know people consider Simon to be really good right now, but he's got some kinks to work out on my end. You know, this is just my thing.
Yeah, the next patch is already like scheduled for this week, I think.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I was just playing and it like popped up and I was like, they're gonna nerf.
By the way,
people.
We're gonna nerf everybody.
Yeah.
The people that I want to play with the most, I've unlocked Ike. I have not unlocked Roy. I'm very excited to play Roy.
Okay.
My boy Roy.
Yeah. You were playing him on my Switch earlier.
Yeah, but like, I switched from Roy to Ike.
You know what it seems like?
And Ike is insanely strong, dude.
It seems like all the Fire Emblem characters are really good because people have been playing with Chrom, and they're just fucking like dominating online. So I'm like, okay, more Fire Emblem fucking takeover.
Listen,
because Corrin was so good in Smash 4.
Listen, Roy and Ike are badass. They've always been badass. All right.
Okay.
just think about it, man. Like, even in our gameplay, like, the only reason I didn't win is because he had King K. Rool, and he's a fucking hack.
He's really good.
165, and I knocked you clear out of the stage, and then you're just like, oh, here I come.
That patch is just for King K. Rool.
It really is.
I think they're gonna patch him.
Because I fought him in, like, the fighters approaching, whatever. I was like, fuck this guy. Just fuck him.
He's good, man. He's really good.
That belly thing is ridiculously, like, and the thing where he stuffs you in the ground.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
But what I was gonna say is, that's the kind of shit I love to see in Smash Brothers. Like, Sakurai, like, knows who to pick. Because King K. Rool's moveset is just so, like he's got the hat toss, the crown toss from
which he can lose.
Yeah, he's got it from part 1. You can actually grab it and throw it back at him.
Well, you could grab it and, like, he can lose it completely. Yeah. And I was like, that's
cool. It comes back, but yeah, he's got the shotgun thing, the barrel gun.
Oh yeah, the blunderbuss that he shoots out.
Yeah, from part 2.
It shoots out a cannonball. Yeah.
Yeah, and then from I believe it was part 3, where he has the little jetpack, their little helicopter thing.
Yep.
He's got the boxing glove, which is from DK64. The last thing is like a boxing match.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so I'm just like, dude, like, this character was meant to be in this game. Like, he's just got everything.
The model looks exactly like the one from Donkey Kong Country 1.
Yeah, he looks great. Yeah. I was really happy
but I fucking hate him.
Yeah.
He's a piece of garbage. What about the changes to Ganondorf? Because you said, like, they changed him a lot.
Yeah, he's got some new sword smash attacks.
Uh-huh.
Which definitely help with, like, his range and stuff.
He seems about the same speed.
Kind of, yeah, but he's just younger.
He's slimmer.
He looks nicer.
He's got that slimmer build.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He looks a little more cut.
A little more aerodynamic.
Yeah, is this him in his prime? But
I mean, his mechanics are about the same.
Well, a lot of his moves are improved. Like, I think so. His neutral air and stuff, and just this game in general kind of got an overhaul as far as, like, aerials and how fast they recover from the ground and stuff.
Right.
There is a lot of things that I have problems with. Like, there's wave dashes in it, but the wave dashes fucking suck, and they're not good at all.
I've noticed nobody's using them.
Like, yeah, like, there's no real reason to use it, because they have, like, 18 frames of lag when you hit the ground. So they're not really, like, a good option most of the time. But I don't know. Like, that's kind of where I'm just like, you know what? It's not Melee. I'm just not going to think of it as a Melee. So it's a different game.
Stop comparing it to Melee.
Yeah, I'm just not going to compare it to that game. Just think of it as something else. This is a more casual game for, like, everyone to play. So.
I have noticed that Fox is about, like, I'm playing him and I'm thinking, this guy feels exactly like he did in all the other games. Like, they never really fuck with Fox's sensibilities. The only thing I feel is that he gets knocked out way faster.
Well,
he's super light. I get that.
Well, Melee, he was the best character, so you're talking about excluding Melee? Like, Brawl and Smash 4 in this game, he might feel kind of similar, sure, but...
Yeah, but, like, he seems really, like, fragile. Because I'm getting knocked out at, like, 95. Okay. And I feel like, was he always this light? I mean, I know he's fast. He's the fastest character running besides, like, Little Mac. Like, I think he's the only one that beats him.
Chrom is fucking fast, dude.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like...
Little Mac can clear an entire screen in, like, a second.
Yeah,
because he runs at, like, insane speeds.
He's pretty fast.
I was
gonna say
I haven't had a chance to play with Chrom.
A lot of the characters that are really fast are just good by default because they're so fucking fast. Like, you can't do anything about them.
One person who I haven't had a moment with is Bayonetta or Cloud, and I'm interested to see if they've messed with them at all.
I played a Cloud online and got destroyed because I couldn't even hit the fucking ground.
Really?
Yeah, he's still. In my opinion, he's still really good. Maybe I just need to know. I just need to learn the matchup because I was playing as Simon, and it was just like I couldn't do shit. He was just like, he's really fast. Right. He gets his limit break super fast, and I was just like, dude.
Oh, speaking of limit break, I wanted to ask you, of the two versions of the smash attack, your final smash, which one do you prefer, the bar or the ball?
I don't know. I don't play with the items on, so I don't I can't
But
really.
you don't get the Smash. You don't get the
No.
ultimate. Oh, okay. Never mind that.
But there is.
I've been playing with these two different versions because, like, if you play Classic or you play
Well,
Smash,
Spirit Mode has some of them.
Spirit Mode has it too. But I always feel like I'm winning the match, and then all of a sudden, like, especially in the bar mode one, the other player gets it like that.
I don't mind it as much just because it seems like they streamlined them a little more. And, like, Final Smashes aren't just like, dude, anywhere on the screen and you win. A lot of them.
You know whose is like that?
Snake?
Fucking no.
Who?
Fucking Sonic. I thought you said they fixed that shit, and it's not. It's not fixed.
You can't control him.
No, you can't. But he just attacks you on screen no matter what. There's no way to dodge it. They made it even worse because you don't even need to control it. It's essentially he just zigzags across the screen, and wherever
so you can dodge it. You can dodge it.
Whatever, Steve.
No, I'm saying
you're better.
No. What I'm saying is that it might be possible.
No, I'm not saying he goes like, whoosh, whoosh. I'm talking about like,
okay,
like it's all over the screen at once.
Bernie just moved his finger really fast.
I think I did the sound effects. I think they get that right. It's not swoosh whoosh. It's whoosh whoosh whoosh.
I think I saw Pikachu's and his was similar.
Yeah,
where he just turns into like a ball of lightning and he like zips around the screen.
Yeah, but he actually like he does a very like controlled whip across the screen, so there is time to dodge it. Sonic is like there's two streaks across the like he's just going insanely fast.
Okay.
And it lasts for way less than it used to.
I didn't know he went fast. That's new. It's pretty new.
Is this the part where you do jokes?
No.
If this is the part where you do jokes, we should just end the podcast right now.
Before we end the podcast, you're talking about Sonic.
Oh no, we're not. Oh, you really want to talk about this? It's just like.
I mean, it's everyone thinks it's bad. I know everyone thinks it's bad, but I just thought it was kind of funny. If you guys haven't seen it, check out the Sonic poster.
Yeah.
The Sonic movie poster. Man, I cannot believe that's real because that looks so.
Why does he have muscles?
That looks so shitty, dude.
Why does he have muscles and like fur? Like, the thing is, like, people have been putting memes how they're like, it was Pikachu and then Mr. Mime and then this, and they're just like, what's happening? And
oh yeah.
The progression.
Because they were like, yeah, Lion King 2 is getting like a.
Oh, there it is. It's like it was like Pikachu, Lion King, Mr. Mime, and now this.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why are you guys fucking with it?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, it's a CG Sonic the Hedgehog.
And everybody else is real.
Everybody else is real.
I think so, yeah. So this is the one that Jim Carrey's gonna be Robotnik in.
Which I think is a good match. Like, Jim Carrey can play anything that's super animated. Like,
this is all okay. You know what? This is all I have to say about it. Actually, okay. It looks.
Here's the bottom line.
It obviously looks fucking stupid. Okay. Mm-hmm. Don't go see it. Don't be. Don't be one of these people that's just like, oh, can't wait to go watch this as a joke. Okay, like. Too many movies have been successful because of that fucking mentality. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm
gonna watch it
you
because
don't like Sonic.
I do like Sonic in passing, okay? But here's the thing.
You're lying.
Here's the thing.
You're lying.
What are you talking about?
You don't like Sonic.
I don't like Sonic in Smash. That's for damn
okay, sure.
But what I'm saying is, like, I like John Ralphio, who's Ben Schwartz. I really like him. And if
is he the voice of Sonic?
He's the voice of Sonic.
You're sure about that?
Yes, I'm positive. I sent you the IMDb.
I don't think you did.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I sent you the IMDb and it says he's the voice actor. He's not like standing there with a blue suit on, but he's like the voice of it. And he's been doing well as Dewey from DuckTales. I want to support the guy because I think he's a very good comedian. Seems like a great guy, so just like support him, man. Watch it. Not so much because I think it'll be good, just because
he seems like a great guy. I'm gonna support him. He's not a YouTuber, dude. He's an actor.
I understand.
He has money already. He doesn't need your support.
Listen, man, he does. I think he's a comedian. Listen, comedians aren't making money hand over fist. You talk about like real stars.
He was in Parks and Rec, dude.
He was in Parks and Rec, but he wasn't a cast member. He was like a special guest star.
He's a cast member on DuckTales. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, well, he's making money on the voice acting, but I'm not saying he's not like. He's not like George Clooney. He's not like fucking, these people who are in multi-million-dollar movies.
Right. No, sure.
He was John Ralphio in Parks and Rec. He'd come out every so often, and he has, he's DuckTales, but like,
he is
DuckTales. Maybe he'll get some more jobs if people like Sonic the Hedgehog.
I just can't wait for the trailer to drop because that's gonna be.
I just don't understand why he has to have muscles though. Like the muscles in the poster really disturb me because it feels like this is a stupid thing to say, but I know we're getting to the end of this. But like You remember back in the days of like freaking people making their own versions of Sonic and shit, and they're just like, oh, what if Sonic was really buff? That's what this feels like. They're like, what if Sonic was really buff? What would that look like? And this is what they decided to do. Because I bet you he doesn't even have gloves on. Does he have gloves on?
I don't know, because people were like mad that he didn't have socks, dude. People were like, he doesn't have socks?
He's just running around nude.
And they're like, there's a little teaser trailer, and people were like, the rings don't even sound like rings. They sound all stupid.
Oh my god.
So, I don't know. Looks like a train wreck.
Listen, if Detective Pikachu does well,
which it will, because
it will do well.
It's Pokemon. It will do well.
And Lion King does well,
which it will.
I think that people will go see Sonic the Hedgehog.
I think they will, and that's why I'm scared, because it's like, if you think it's stupid, if you're really upset by it as a Sonic fan, then
that's you.
Then don't go watch it.
You.
I'm not gonna go watch it, because I only watched Venom because of the Rotten Tomato scores, and look what happened.
Pleasantly surprised.
And look what happened. No, I was
surprised.
not. I was
how good Venom was.
I love Venom. Oh my god, thank you for making that.
Yeah.
But my point is that it's like that shit like broke records or something, didn't it? That's ridiculous. Just because of the controversy, like it had like the opposite effect on it. Basically, the Emoji Movie did good. You know that? Because of how fucking stupid and unnecessary people thought it was going to be.
So people watch it out of spite.
Yes, exactly.
As long as people go to watch it, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. If your ass is in that seat.
But you notice there's no Emoji Movie 2.
No, of course not. Because now the gimmick's gone. Now it's like it would be a hard sell to make it.
Well, actually, wasn't it the T.J. Miller guy, like the voice actor for the thing? He got in trouble or something like that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, something along those lines. But anyway, we don't have to worry about Emoji Movie 2. You know what I mean? We're good.
Yeah.
The universe works itself out.
Yeah, so I know this is random, but I just wanted to circle it back to Devil May Cry. That singer that got like those allegations put on him or whatever. Do you remember that?
Oh right.
We talked about
this. Yeah. What about it?
I guess they re-recorded the vocals with somebody else. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and at the Game Awards they were just like the first ever performance of Dante's theme song, and people were just like,
It's not.
I've heard it before. Just the singer was a little bit different. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, and they fully acknowledged it. There was like a whole blog post, and then the blog post, they accused the wrong guy or something, and people were just like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys?"
God damn it!
Yeah,
you have one job.
I know, it's just so. Sometimes Capcom is just like, what's going on over there in that building? I just have no idea.
I don't know. Maybe things get lost in translation.
I don't know, honestly, dude. Because it's like. It's so weird because like people are like Re 7 is best game ever, and then like 5 games come out of theirs that are like just dog shit, and then it's like Monster Hunter World, and people are like it's fucking great, and then it's like Marvel's Capcom Infinity comes out, and it's like, so where did all the money go?
Hot garbage.
Yeah, like I don't understand, dude. I really don't know what's going on over there. But yeah, so. Final thoughts, Ernie. Smash Brothers is great, right? You like it?
Smash Brothers, it's like I'm barely scratching the surface, so there's a lot to go through. And I feel like, this is a game that's probably going to be with us. I mean, obviously it's going to be with us, but like I feel like it's going to have a lot of content. It's going to be like Overwatch. I feel like it's going to be something that they're just going to keep adding things to.
I think so too, because people are already getting excited about the Fighters Pack or whatever.
Yeah. I think if I unlock everybody, I feel like I might grab that.
It's pretty interesting too, because they were saying like Bayonetta was chosen by fans,
right?
And a lot of the characters before were chosen by fans. And they're like this Fighters Pack. This is all chosen by the developers.
Okay.
So like somebody wanted Piranha Plant, and then somebody else wanted Persona 5's Joker.
Right.
So I feel like all bets are off now. It's like fucking anybody, all right?
We'll definitely see, man. I feel like Devil May Cry 5 is shaping up to be way better than when I first watched the first trailer. Shaping up to be way better than I thought it was. And now that we've gotten our hands on it and played it a couple times, I was like, okay, I kind of understand what they're going with. Still feels sluggish, but I get it.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't have an Xbox, they announced today that it's going to be on other things too, but it's going to be a different demo or something. So
okay, well,
So yeah, so the demo will be on everything eventually. Just right now, their Xbox somehow got the rights to just
because they're dope.
Okay.
And then the last thing I'll say is about the Game Awards.
Yeah.
That can go to hell, but I like that there's a time closer to Christmas when they'll announce trailers. I kind of dig that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. Maybe they just take that part out, the awards part, and they just have like, hey, it's Trailer Fest, you know?
I mean, it's like when it comes to games, it's like ads are fine with me, you know, because like everybody likes to see like what's coming out and stuff.
Sure.
It's essentially what E3 is, so I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys can catch us on iTunes, Radio Toons Podcast. I don't know if you guys know that.
We're on SoundCloud as well.
Yeah, SoundCloud, Radio Toons Podcast. I'm Soho Shuffle on Twitter.
I'm at Neo Ernie, and drop us a line if you think there's something you'd like us to go over or anything you'd like us to play on PlayTunes.
So yeah, go play the Devil May Cry 5 demo, and just tweet me the letter grade that you got, and I will judge you off of that. Just the letter.
Make sure you check out Steve's demo because it was really fun. It was a really fun little ride.
Yeah, actually, because one of your friends signed on, and I had to cover the name, and I was like, you know what? I shouldn't just blur it because it looked fucking stupid, right?
Right.
So I was like, I'll just cover it up with like something that looks like it would be in the game or like a tutorial.
Right.
So I made all these like assets that fly in and have like information on them. So yeah, I spent some good time on like these cool little edits. Go check it out if you feel like supporting me, who has little editing skills. But yeah, so that does it for this week, guys. See you next week.
See you next week, guys.